Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the hidden stories behind some of the most valuable coins in American history. Rarest coins. Today's video is going to blow your mind, because we're diving deep into one of the most talked about pennies in the numismatic world, the 1968 Wheat Lincoln penny. You heard that right. A 1968 Lincoln cent that some say is worth as much as $2.6 million. But how is that possible? What makes this coin so special? Is it real? Or just a myth that keeps collectors on the edge of their seats? Let's unravel the mystery, look at the facts, and find out what makes the 1968 Lincoln penny one of the most fascinating coins you could ever hold in your hands. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909, created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse or front of the coin features Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, until 1958, the coin showed two stalks of wheat, one on each side, which is why those coins are now commonly called wheat pennies. In 1959, the reverse design changed. The wheat ears were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This new design was created by Frank Gasparo and would continue all the way until 2008. So, here's the twist. By 1968, all pennies were already using the Lincoln Memorial reverse, which means there should not be any official 1968 wheat pennies in circulation. The San Francisco Mint struck pennies that year, marked by an S beneath the date, but all of them should have the Lincoln Memorial on the back. So how is it possible that there are rumors of a 1968 wheat penny? And more importantly, how could one possibly be worth millions? This is where the story gets mysterious. There are whispered reports in the coin collecting world of an extremely rare 1968 penny that was mistakenly struck using the old wheat reverse die. In minting terms, this is called a mule coin, a coin struck with mismatched dies from different designs or time periods. Mules are rare. They're not supposed to exist. But sometimes, errors like this happen, usually when old dies are accidentally left in the system or when experimental test strikes are done. Now imagine how rare a 1968 wheat penny would be if it actually exists. That would mean someone at the San Francisco Mint used a reverse die from 1958 or earlier on a 1968 planchet, creating a one-of-a-kind or ultra-limited error coin. That alone would make it insanely rare. But why the huge price tag? Coin collectors value rarity, historical error, and condition. If a single coin is the only known example of its kind, it becomes a treasure. Some collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands or even millions for a unique item. According to reports, a 1968 wheat penny with this kind of error could be worth up to $2.6 million, especially if it has been authenticated and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC. While no major auction house has publicly sold such a coin, private collectors often make quiet transactions, and sometimes the most valuable coins never hit the open market. But it's not just mule errors you should look out for in the 1968 penny. There are also proof coins from 1968 which were specially struck for collectors and not meant for circulation. These proof coins have a mirror-like finish and often come with a cameo or deep cameo appearance. High-grade examples of these coins can still be worth good money, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they're in pristine condition with no flaws. Another rare version is the doubled die variety. This error happens when the die used to strike the coin has a doubled image, causing the letters and numbers on the coin to appear slightly duplicated. A 1968 doubled die obverse penny, particularly with strong doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust, can be worth serious money. These types of error coins are often highly collectible and can fetch thousands depending on condition and rarity. So what should you look for? Start by checking the date. If your penny says 1968 and has an S mint mark below the year, you've got a San Francisco coin. Now turn it over. If the reverse has the Lincoln Memorial, it's a normal issue coin, but don't dismiss it just yet. Check the quality of the strike. Does it have that sharp mirror-like finish? It might be a proof coin. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubling on the lettering. But if by some incredible chance you find a 1968 penny with the wheat ears on the reverse, you may be holding a coin that should not exist. That's when you need to stop everything and get it authenticated immediately. Do not clean it. Do not tamper with it. Put it in a safe holder and contact a professional coin grading service. Even if you don't find $1 million coin, the joy of coin collecting is in the hunt. Every coin has a story, and some stories, like the one behind the 1968 Lincoln Wheat penny, are full of mystery, legend, and a touch of magic. This day, numismatists debate whether the $2.6 million 1968 wheat penny truly exists, or if it's a myth that's been passed around collector circles for decades. But one thing is for certain: it keeps collectors searching, watching, and hoping. And that's the beauty of this hobby. The next time you're digging through an old jar of coins, pay attention to every penny. That small copper coin could be more than just spare change. It could be a historic mistake, a collector's dream, and maybe even your ticket to becoming a millionaire. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable collectibles, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and tap the notification bell. We've got plenty more discoveries coming your way. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to find a penny worth millions. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. Let me know if you'd like this script broken into a voiceover style guide with timing, or formatted for use with visuals and on-screen text. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures you might have sitting in your pocket or change jar right now. Rarest coins today, we're talking about one of the most mysterious and exciting coins ever linked to American numismatics. The 1973 Wheat Lincoln penny. A coin that, according to collectors and whispers in the coin world, could be worth as much as $2.4 million. That's right, a single penny that could turn you into a millionaire. But how is that even possible? What makes this particular penny so valuable? Is it real? Or just a numismatic myth passed around to keep collectors hunting? In this video, we're going to explore the history of the Lincoln penny, the confusion around the 1973 wheat penny, and what could possibly make a coin like this worth millions of dollars. Let's begin by stepping back into history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. It replaced the Indian head cent and featured a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This was a major shift because it was the first time a real historical figure was featured on a U.S. coin. The design was created by Victor David Brenner. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse side of the penny featured two wheat stalks, one on each side, which gave the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. These coins are still heavily collected today because of their classic design and historical importance. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This new design by Frank Gasparo stayed in circulation all the way until 2008. Here's the mystery. If the wheat reverse ended in 1958, how could there be a 1973 wheat Lincoln penny? How could a coin like that exist? That's where things get interesting. There are rumors, though never officially confirmed by the United States Mint, that a small number of test coins or error coins were struck in 1973 using the old wheat penny reverse. This would not have been standard production. It would have been either a mint mistake or an experimental strike that somehow made its way out of the mint into the hands of collectors. Coins like this are known as mule coins, where the obverse and reverse dies come from different years or designs. A mule coin involving a 1973 obverse and a pre-1959 wheat reverse would be one of the rarest mint errors in existence. And if only one or two were ever produced or accidentally released, the value could be astronomical. Collectors would fight for the chance to own a piece of minting history like that. That's how we get the rumored value of $2.4 million for a single coin. But the story doesn't stop there. Even without a wheat reverse, 1973 Lincoln pennies can still be valuable, especially if they have specific mint errors, high-quality proof strikes, or are in pristine condition. In 1973, Lincoln cents were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins only, which were struck multiple times on highly polished dies to produce a mirror-like finish. These coins were made for collectors and not meant for circulation. A deep cameo-proof 1973 penny in perfect condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its grade and market demand. Another major factor that adds value is condition. A 1973 Lincoln Cent graded at MS67 or higher, especially with strong strike quality and full original red color, can be worth hundreds of dollars or more. These high-grade coins are rare and extremely desirable to collectors building complete penny sets that on top of that, error coins from 1973 are highly sought after. Some examples include off-center strikes, double dies, coins struck on the wrong planchet, and clipped planchets. A dramatic mint error from 1973 can easily fetch thousands of dollars at auction. The more severe the error, the higher the value. So what should you be looking for if you come across a 1973 Lincoln penny? First, check the date and mint mark. If you see a 1973 with a D or no mint mark, it's worth checking its condition. If it's sharp, shiny, and looks untouched, it might be worth getting it graded. If it has an S mint mark, look at the finish. If it has a mirror-like background and frosted design, it's a proof coin and could be valuable if it's flawless. Next, flip it over. If by some miracle you see a wheat reverse on a 1973 penny, stop everything. You may be holding one of the rarest coins ever struck in modern U.S. history. A mule coin of this type would have to be authenticated by a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC. If verified, it could easily be worth seven figures, and the collecting world would be all over it. Even without the wheat reverse, don't ignore your 1973 pennies. Keep an eye out for doubling, unusual textures, misaligned strikes, or anything that seems off. Every error tells a story. Every detail matters. Where does the $2.4 million story come from? Some say it's a legend. Others believe the coin exists but has been kept in private hands, far from the public eye. We may never know the full truth, but that's what keeps this story alive and collectors constantly searching. And that's the thrill of coin collecting. The idea that a small copper coin from 50 years ago could be worth a fortune is what keeps people hunting, researching, and learning more. Coins are more than just money. They are history. They are art. And sometimes, they are treasure. Next time you go through your change or sort through a forgotten coin jar, take a closer look. That 1973 Lincoln penny you almost ignored could be worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or just love the thrill of coin hunting, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next rare coin feature. Let us know in the comments what the most valuable coin is that you've ever found. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins close, and happy collecting. Would you like a version with visual scene suggestions, voiceover timing, or adapted for short-form platforms like TikTok or YouTube Shorts? Welcome back to the channel where we explore the stories behind America's most mysterious, most valuable, and most talked about coins. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar or pocket change right now. We're talking about the 1978 Lincoln penny. But not just any 1978 penny. One version of this coin is rumored to be worth an unbelievable $2.4 million. You heard that right. A single penny. $2.4 million. It sounds crazy, but the world of rare coins is full of surprises. And today, we're going to uncover the history, the truth, and the possibilities behind this legendary coin. Let's begin with the basics. The Lincoln Cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, and it was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse of the coin featured two wheat ears, which is why those early coins are known as wheat pennies. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial. This design continued until 2008. That means every Lincoln penny made from 1959 to 2008 has the memorial on the reverse, not the wheat ears. When we say 1978 Lincoln wheat penny, we're talking about a coin that, if it exists, should not exist. There was no official 1978 wheat penny ever released by the United States Mint. And that's where the story takes a turn. According to whispers in the collector community, a very small number of 1978 Lincoln cents were struck using the old wheat penny reverse, possibly as mint errors, test strikes, or unauthorized coins that somehow made their way into the hands of the public. These kinds of coins are known as mule coins, which means they were struck using dies that were never meant to be paired together. Imagine a coin with a 1978 obverse, showing the modern Lincoln portrait and date, but with a reverse design from before 1959, the two classic wheat ears. That combination would never have been intended by the mint, making the coin not just rare, but potentially unique. Collectors speculate that if such a coin exists, authenticated, verified, and in pristine condition, its value could reach or even exceed $2.4 million. That is not a far-fetched number in the world of numismatics. We've seen other rare coins, like certain error dollars or one-of-a-kind historical pieces, sell for millions. Rarity, condition, and collector demand all come together to set these eye-popping prices. But let's step back and look at what we know for certain about the 1978 penny. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. Most were struck at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, and others were struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the D mint mark. These pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just like most pre-1982 cents. Because copper prices have gone up over the years, even average 1978 pennies are worth slightly more than face value for their metal content alone. But most circulated 1978 pennies are common. You can find them in pocket change every day. So what makes any 1978 penny valuable? The answer is condition, mint errors, and verified anomalies. Let's start with condition. A 1978 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents. But if you find one in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially graded MS66 or higher by a service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, depending on demand and the quality of the strike. Even more valuable are the error coins. Some 1978 Lincoln cents have been discovered with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or doubling of the date and lettering. These mint errors are prized by collectors and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and visibility of the mistake. But then there's the legend, the story of a 1978 penny that somehow ended up with the wheat ears on the reverse. While there's no public record of such a coin being sold at auction, stories continue to circulate. Some say the coin was discovered and sold privately. Others believe it's still out there, hiding in a forgotten roll of pennies or sitting unnoticed in a desk drawer. Whether it's a true story or just collector folklore, the mere possibility is enough to get the numismatic world buzzing. So what should you look for? First, grab your magnifying glass and carefully inspect any 1978 penny you come across. Check for strong strike details, unusual markings, or any doubling in the text. If you see a 1978 penny with a wheat reverse, even partially, you may have something extraordinary. Next, check for mint marks. A 1978 penny from Denver will have a small D under the date. No mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. Mint errors can happen at any location, so keep an eye on both types. And finally, preserve the coin. If you believe you found something rare or unusual, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and have it examined by a professional coin dealer or grading company. Even if you don't find the mythical $2.4 million 1978 wheat penny, this story is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so fascinating. Every coin is a tiny piece of history. Some are common, some are flawed, and some, if you're lucky enough, could be priceless. So the next time you're handed a penny in change, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. You never know when a rare error, a minting mystery, or a multi-million-dollar coin might be staring back at you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin discovery. Drop a comment below and let us know the most valuable coin you've ever found. Who knows? Your story might be the next video we feature. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep collecting. Would you like this adapted for a voiceover script or formatted for YouTube Shorts and TikTok series? I can also help add visual scene suggestions or transitions. Welcome back to the channel where we dig into the rarest and most valuable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Today's video features a modern penny that has shocked the coin collecting world. We're talking about the 2011 D. Lincoln penny, a coin you might have in your pocket or change jar right now. But could one of these pennies really be worth $2.1 million? That's right. There are claims out there that a version of the 2011 D. Lincoln penny exists that is so rare, so unique, and so mysterious that collectors have valued it at more than $2 million. In this video, we're going to explore the story behind that claim. We'll talk about the history of the Lincoln cent, what makes the 2011 D penny special, how these rare errors happen, and what you should be looking for if you want to strike gold with a coin that costs just 1 cent. Let's start with the background. The Lincoln cent is one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. It was first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. That original design featured Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat ears on the reverse, which gave rise to the term wheat penny. The wheat reverse was used from 1909 until 1958. In 1959, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2009, to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday, the Mint released a special set of 4 different reverse designs showing scenes from his life. In 2010, the reverse changed again to the Union Shield, which is the design that continues today. That brings us to the 2011 D. Lincoln cent. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark. It features Lincoln's familiar portrait on the front and the Union Shield on the back. The shield represents Lincoln's role in preserving the Union during the Civil War. Over 5 billion Lincoln cents were produced in 2011, including more than 2.5 billion from the Denver Mint. With those kinds of numbers, the 2011 D penny should be one of the most common coins in circulation today. But not all of them are created equal. This is where things get interesting. There are rumors in the coin collecting world that a very small number of 2011 D. Lincoln pennies were struck with a wheat reverse by mistake. That's right, a coin with a modern front but the classic wheat ears on the back. This kind of minting error is called a mule. Mules occur when 2 dies from different coin designs are used together by mistake. These are not just rare, they are legendary. Now, you might be thinking that this sounds impossible. How could a 2011 coin end up with a reverse design that was discontinued back in 1958? The answer is, it shouldn't happen. But the U.S. Mint is a massive operation, and every so often, an old die goes unnoticed or a test strike gets released by accident. These things are not supposed to happen, but history tells us they do. There are a few known mule coins from U.S. history that have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. A few years ago, a famous mule coin featuring a Sacagawea dollar obverse and a state quarter reverse sold for over $250,000. So when collectors started whispering about a 2011 D. wheat penny mule, the excitement was real. According to some reports, one example of this coin was discovered by a collector who didn't even realize what they had at first. The coin looked normal at a glance, but when they flipped it over and saw the wheat design instead of the Union Shield, they knew something wasn't right. After professional authentication and grading, the story goes that the coin was sold privately for around $2.1 million. Now here's the truth. That sale has never been confirmed in public records. There are no official auction results showing a 2011 D. wheat penny going for that price. But sometimes, rare coins are sold quietly between private collectors, and those deals never make the news. Whether the story is completely true or not, one thing is certain. The legend of the $2.1 million penny has sparked renewed interest in modern cents. But even if you don't find a mule coin, the 2011 D penny can still hold value under the right conditions. If you have a 2011 D penny that has never been circulated, and it's in perfect mint state condition, it could be worth far more than 1 cent coins graded MS67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can bring in anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on demand. That may not be millions, but it's not bad for a penny. Error coins from 2011 are also very collectible. Look for things like double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, missing elements, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Each of these errors adds to the coin's uniqueness and value. Some dramatic error pennies from recent years have sold for thousands of dollars. So what should you do if you have a 2011 D penny? First, check the condition. If it looks sharp, shiny, and untouched, it might be worth submitting to a grading service. Second, look at the reverse design. If it has the standard Union Shield, you probably have a regular 2011 D cent, though it could still be worth money if it's in top condition. But if you flip the coin and see the wheat ears design, you might have found something no one else has. That's the kind of discovery that could change your life. Do not clean it. Do not alter it. Place it in a protective holder and contact a reputable coin dealer or grading company immediately. In the end, the story of the 2011 D-Wheat penny is part fact, part legend, and entirely fascinating. Whether or not a $2.1 million version actually exists, this story reminds us why coin collecting continues to capture the imagination of millions. It's not just about the money. It's about the history, the mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next rare coin story. Have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Let us know in the comments below. You never know who might be holding the next million-dollar discovery. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting. Would you like me to tailor this into a script with voiceover timing, visual cues for editors, or broken into segments for YouTube Shorts or TikTok as well? Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the incredible stories behind the coins in your pocket. Today's video is about a penny that has sparked intense debate and curiosity among coin collectors across the country. We're talking about the 2014 Lincoln penny, but not just any ordinary cent. This one is rumored to exist with a design that should have disappeared decades ago, the so-called 2014 wheat Lincoln penny. And according to some reports, one rare version of this coin may be worth as much as $2.2 million. Oh, how can a coin that's only a few years old possibly be worth millions? Is this a real discovery, a minting mistake, or just another coin collecting myth? By the end of this video, you'll know the full story behind the 2014 Lincoln penny, why it matters, what you should be looking for, and what it means for the future of modern coin collecting. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln cent has been part of American coinage since 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. For almost 50 years, the reverse of the coin featured two simple wheat ears along the sides. These coins are known as wheat pennies and remain popular among collectors to this day. In 1959, the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Then in 2009, to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday, the U.S. Mint released 4 commemorative reverses showing different scenes from Lincoln's life. And in 2010, the reverse changed again to the Union Shield design. That Union Shield has been used on all Lincoln cents from 2010 through today. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 2014, the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced billions of Lincoln pennies with the Union Shield reverse, as expected. But rumors started to surface that one or more pennies were struck that year using the old wheat reverse design, a reverse design that had not been in use for over half a century. A coin like that would be what collectors call a mule. A mule coin is created when two mismatched dies are used to strike a coin. In this case, a 2014 obverse with a pre-1959 reverse. These types of errors are incredibly rare and highly valuable. Most mules never make it out of the mint. But every now and then, one slips through, and when it does, it can change numismatic history. According to the rumors, one of these mule pennies from 2014 was discovered and quietly sold to a private collector for an astonishing $2.2 million. The coin has never been shown in a public auction, and no photographs have surfaced. But the story persists and has sent collectors scrambling to inspect their 2014 pennies. Now let's be clear. The United States Mint has never confirmed the existence of a 2014 wheat penny. No major coin grading company has reported certifying one. But the possibility of a mint error involving old reverse dies is not as crazy as it sounds. The Mint has millions of dies in storage. And while strict protocols are in place, human error and mechanical issues have led to famous mistakes in the past. There are also known cases where experimental strikes or test coins have left the mint, either by accident or by employees who shouldn't have taken them. The infamous 1974 aluminum cent and several double-denomination mule coins are proof that these things can happen. So while it's extremely unlikely, it is not impossible. But let's talk about the value. If a legitimate 2014 wheat penny exists, and it was authenticated by a grading service, it would be a one-of-a-kind piece. That makes it priceless to the right collector. Unique error coins like this can command 7-figure price tags, especially if the story behind them is compelling. That is where the $2.2 million rumor comes from. Even if you never find a mule error, the 2014 Lincoln penny still has value under the right conditions. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 3.5 billion pennies that year, while the Denver Mint produced nearly 5 billion. With that many coins in circulation, most 2014 pennies are only worth face value. But not all of them. If you find a 2014 penny that looks perfect, sharp strike, brilliant shine, no scratches, it could be worth grading. Coins that are graded at MS67 or higher can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on market demand. Proof coins from 2014, especially those with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces, are also collectible. There are also valuable mint errors known to exist on 2014 pennies. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Some of these error coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. So it's always worth taking a closer look at your modern change. So what should you be looking for? First, check the date. If it says 2014 and has a D or no mint mark, you've got a coin from Denver or Philadelphia. Next, examine the. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden stories and shocking values behind some of America's most unexpected coins. Today's video focuses on a coin that might seem common at first glance, but has a history and a mystery that has collectors buzzing. We're talking about the 1988 Lincoln penny, and one version of this coin is rumored to be worth as much as $2.3 million. That's right, a coin you've probably seen hundreds of times, a 1-cent piece. But behind this unassuming coin lies a rare and potentially priceless error that could change everything you thought you knew about modern coins. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Lincoln penny, what happened in 1988 that made certain versions of this coin so special, and what you need to look for if you want to discover the next million-dollar find. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature the face of a real historical figure. The original design featured Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat ears on the reverse. That's what gave the coin its famous nickname, the Wheat Penny. That design ran from 1909 until 1958. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the wheat reverse was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. This design, created by Frank Gasparo, remained on the reverse of the penny until 2008. That means that by 1988, there should have been no more wheat pennies being made. The wheat design had officially ended 3 decades earlier. So why is there talk of a 1988 wheat penny worth millions of dollars? The answer lies in a fascinating mint error, one that's rare, valuable, and possibly still waiting to be discovered. Before we get into the big money rumors, let's first talk about the regular 1988 penny. In 1988, the Lincoln Memorial design was still being used. The coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while Denver coins carry a small D beneath the date. These coins were made primarily from copper-plated zinc, a change that began in 1982 to reduce costs. While billions of 1988 pennies were produced, making them extremely common, condition and rare varieties can make a huge difference in value. Now, here's where things get exciting. There is a well-documented and highly sought-after variety of the 1988 penny known as the 1988 reverse of 1989. This variety exists because the mint accidentally used a reverse die intended for 1989 coins on some 1988 cents. The difference is subtle but important. It has to do with the details in the FG initials, the designer's initials, Frank Gasparo, located near the base of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, that on most 1988 pennies, the FG initials are sharp and separated. But on some 1988 pennies, the initials appear closer together and more blended, a detail that matches the reverse used in 1989. This tiny mistake makes those coins incredibly rare and extremely collectible. High-grade examples of this variety can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But what about the $2.3 million story? According to long-circulating rumors in the numismatic world, a collector allegedly came across a 1988 penny that wasn't just a minor die variety. It featured a completely unexpected reverse, a wheat ears design. That's right. A 1988 Lincoln penny with the reverse of a pre-1959 wheat penny. That combination should not exist. A coin like that would be called a mule, a minting error where two mismatched dies are used together. Mule coins are among the rarest and most desirable errors in all of coin collecting. Most are the result of human error at the mint and are almost always caught before they leave the facility. But every so often, one makes it out. If a true 1988 Lincoln wheat penny mule were discovered and authenticated, its value could easily reach into the millions. Some collectors believe such a coin does exist and was sold privately for a staggering $2.3 million. There are no public records confirming the sale, but the story continues to make waves in coin forums, articles, and collector circles. Even if that exact coin has never been verified, the legend has sparked massive interest in 1988 pennies, and for good reason. Between the reverse of 1989 variety and the potential for undiscovered mule errors, the 1988 Lincoln cent has become a must-check coin for collectors, hunters, and investors. So what should you be looking for? Start by checking the date. If you have a 1988 penny, flip it over and closely inspect the reverse design. Look at the initials FG near the bottom right of the Lincoln Memorial. If the initials are close together and nearly touching, you may have the rare reverse of 1989 variety. If you find anything that even remotely resembles the wheat ears on the back, stop everything. You may be holding one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. Place it in a protective holder immediately and get it professionally examined by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your 1988 penny isn't the million-dollar mule, it could still be valuable. Mint state coins in pristine condition can sell for solid premiums. Coins with dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, or other unusual features are always in demand. The key is to pay attention to the small details. In coin collecting, the smallest difference can mean the biggest payday. The story of the 1988 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how even a modern coin can become a legendary find. It reminds us that treasure isn't always buried deep underground. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, in a coin roll, a change jar, or even your wallet. So next time you get a handful of pennies, don't just toss them aside. Take a second look, because the penny you ignore today could be worth a fortune tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest discoveries. Drop a comment below and tell us the rarest coin you've ever found. You never know, your story might be featured in an upcoming video. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. Would you like a version of this script broken down for shorts, voiceover timing, or edited into a visual storyboard for YouTube editing?